Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you're still struggling to improve your singing voice? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to reveal 6 uncomfortable truths that no one really talks about, but trust me, they are so crucial to hear if you want to make progress within your singing journey. Let's dive into it. Hi, my name is Maggie. I'm the founder of the Singing Insiders, in which I help passionate singers just like yourself become the best versions of themselves through singing. And in these episodes, you're going to get practical tools, techniques, exercises, and insights to really up-level your singing skills. So let's look at what those 6 uncomfortable truths are about singing. Number 1, you might know this one because I talk about that one a lot. Number 1, training over talent. 100% of the time. I've worked with thousands of singers and I see it time and time and time again. It's training over talent. I've seen it in my own journey. I used to think that I did not have the talent to be a great singer. I loved singing, but I wasn't good at it. And so I just kept singing in my room where no one could hear me. And then I discovered this magical thing of training your voice. It's training your voice using the right technique, but also training you, the person behind that voice. And that is what will allow you to create connection with your listener, to create authenticity. And that's my second uncomfortable truth. It's not just about vocal technique. Many singers, when they start their journey, and I know I was one of them, we start learning how to sing, and the first thing that we look up are vocal exercises to train our voices, vocal techniques. And we believe that having good vocal technique will allow us to sing well, and then that will allow us to be confident when we're singing. Oh boy, was I wrong when I thought that. In my vocal journey, my singing journey, when I look back, there has been a time where I could sing pretty much anything that I wanted and still was so insecure about letting myself be heard in public. I would sing in the shower, and when someone would come into the house, I would shut up. So singing in public, whatever that might mean to you, could be singing in the shower, it could be singing in the choir, or maybe even sing on a big stage with a band, whatever that is for you, is more than just vocal technique. Technique is one piece of the puzzle. The other 2 pieces are trust. Trusting yourself and trusting your voice. That's what's going to give you the confidence to let yourself be heard. Because if you trust yourself, you're confident in yourself, you don't mind sharing your singing with others. If you trust yourself and you have the technique, you're halfway there. The 3rd piece of the puzzle is what I call the truth piece of the puzzle. Singing your truth. What do I mean by that? Well, we all like to sing covers, right? Maybe you like to sing your original songs. That's great. When we're singing a song, whether it's a cover or an original, and we're doing that in public, oftentimes we want to connect with our listener. We want to keep the thing that we're singing interesting. That's where this truth pillar comes in. It's about singing a song in your own unique and authentic way. And yes, there are techniques, which brings us back to the first piece of the puzzle, that can help you with that. Techniques that help you improvise, techniques that help you with vocal variation, all of those things. That's the importance of having those 3 puzzle pieces work together and not just focusing on technique. So, first uncomfortable truth was training over talent. Second uncomfortable truth is it's not just about technique. It's way more than that. Let's move on to the 3rd uncomfortable truth. And that's this one. It's harder to relearn old habits than creating new ones. What do I mean by that? Oftentimes, when we start our singing journey, we start singing by using the voice that we've always used before, right? So I'm talking and suddenly I'm showing interest in singing. So I'm using my talking voice to make that jump into singing. And I'm starting to use my voice in a way, and that instills certain habits. Now, what we want to create in our muscle memory when we're singing are good habits, habits that allows us to sing in a healthy way. The danger, and this is where the uncomfortable truth comes in, the danger is when I'm using my voice in the wrong way, and that is a habit that I created within my muscle memory. When I work with singers and I notice one of those bad habits, I want to call them, and I introduce a new way, when we're working together, oftentimes that singer gets it. They get the new way, they can do it, they feel amazing, they feel awesome, their voice feels good. And then they're going back home. The next day, they want to practice what we've discovered together, and then they lose it. Or they're finding it really hard to find that way of singing again. That is a very natural process. First, we need to focus so much on this new way of singing so that we can disregard that old habit that is within our muscle memory. And so that's the third truth, is to encourage you to learn to sing the right way from the get-go. That's going to make it way easier for you. So if you're just a beginner and you've never had any vocal classes, you never worked on vocal technique before, that's an advantage because you can start from a clean, blank slate. If you're someone who's been singing your whole life but never had any vocal lessons or vocal support, that's where it might be harder. Because if you do have some bad habits, it's really hard to relearn the new ones. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, the importance of feedback. Haha. What do many beginner singers do when they want to learn to sing? Well, they might go to YouTube or Google and type in, "How can I learn to sing?" And then they find tutorials and they do the vocal exercises and they do the songs that they tell themselves to do, right? In other words, they are practicing at home by themselves without anyone hearing them. That has some benefits, definitely. A huge disadvantage of that way of working is that no one can hear whether you're doing it right. And that ties in with our number 3. If you're practicing your singing where no one hears you, you do not get any feedback, and you keep on practicing in this way, there's sometimes a greater chance for you to instill bad habits because you don't know whether you're applying it in the right way. That's why in the Singing Insiders, which is our community for singers where I work with singers, we always focus on feedback. It's such a crucial part of your singing development that I cannot be a responsible vocal coach and teach people how to sing if they cannot have feedback on their singing. They need to know whether they're doing it right or not. So let's recap so far. Number 1 was training over talent. Number 2 is that you need more than just vocal technique to become a great singer. Number 3 is that it's hard to relearn old habits. Number 4, the importance of feedback. If this was super valuable for you so far, I invite you to subscribe to this channel so that you know and you're notified when new episodes just like this one are coming your way. Now, the most important uncomfortable truths actually have to still be covered. So let's continue. Number 5 is that it might seem an obvious one, but I needed to include this one. You only have one voice. Duh, we all know that. However, do we live our life in a way that we respect that one voice, that we take care of that one voice? Because when you lose it, you lose it. It's not like a guitar that is broken that you can go to the store and just buy another one. Your voice is your own unique instrument. And if you mess that one up, there's a good chance it will not come back the way it used to be. Let me go a little bit personal here. For the people that know me, I've had vocal surgery about 3 years ago. And that vocal surgery changed my whole perspective on singing. Now, many people would think, oh, people that have vocal surgery, they're using their voices in the wrong way, so they don't know how to sing. And that's partially true. For some people, it is wrong voice use that causes vocal surgery. For me, it was a genetic disorder. I suddenly had a cyst on my voice, and that's purely genetic, so nothing to do with vocal technique, which isn't it ironic? I'm a singer, and this is what I do for a living, and then suddenly I got a genetic thing on my voice. Anyway, that experience taught me how valuable your voice is and how fast you can deteriorate it. Really. So I needed to include this one to make you realize that we need to take care of our voices. And if you do not know how to take care of your voice, then please inform yourself in how to do so. If you're a Singing Insider members, check out the Taking Care of Your Voice bonus, because that one walks you through everything that you need to know to keep that voice of yours healthy. Not only from a practical standpoint, like drinking water and steaming, but also what techniques you can use to use your voice in a healthy way. That was number 5. Let's go on to number 6. Number 6 is that your vocal practice may become boring at times. Yes, that is a truth that not many people talk about. Many singers, they think, oh, I love to practice, I love to sing, so my practice will be fun all the time. Well, I'm sorry to announce that that is not always the case, and that is okay. That is a trap that many singers fall into, and I know I've fallen into that trap as well, and I lost my passion for singing. I wanted to quit altogether. Luckily, I had some amazing friends and coaches by my side. Sometimes when we start our vocal journey, we're so focused on achieving the goal that we set out for ourselves, that we are practicing over and over and over, and we're singing those exercises over and over and over, and we forget about the joy and the fun and the passion. What is a remedy against that? Well, this is something that we came up with within the Singing Insiders as well. I like to see it as areas of focus. Throughout our singing practice, vocal technique is a very important aspect. Yes. Do we need to focus on vocal technique all the time? No. So if you want to be able to sing in public, for example, without feeling self-conscious, vocal technique and working on your technique is definitely a big part of getting you to achieve that goal. However, it's not the only part. What else do we need if you want to be able to sing in public full of confidence? Well, we might need to learn the skill to improvise so that you have something to fall back on. We might learn the skill to incorporate emotion within a song and work on storytelling. We might need to master the skill of changing your vocal colors throughout the song. We might need to master the skill of stage performance so that you know how you can shine on a stage, right? So there's many different skills that you need to master in order to get to whatever your goal might be. And that is the key to keeping your vocal practice fun and enjoyable, to focus on all those different areas of focus one at a time instead of going all into one. Unless you like that. Obviously, you need to do what works for you. That being said, can you see that, first of all, it's 100% of the time training over talent. And singing is a skill that you can train. Technique is a very important part of that, but definitely not the only thing that you need to focus on. So I want to keep that conversation going because that opens it up to a way bigger conversation of like, what is that training then that I need to look at if I want to become a better singer? What is beyond technique? And I got an upcoming free training covering exactly that. It gives you the whole step-by-step path or blueprint, however you want to call it, to get you to that place of vocal freedom. And yes, it includes technique, but it includes way more. So I want to keep that conversation going. I will link to that free training in the description here down below. My invitation to you is for you to go click that link, join that free training so that we can keep this going. And I'm so excited to see you there. Thank you so much for joining today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I did too. And thank you so much for spending this time here together, for investing your time in becoming a great singer. So can't wait to dive deeper into this with you. And I'll see you on next week's episode. Bye.